Hey, friend, hope you're doing well today. The Hardy Boys are here in action.
Here we go.
You've got Dick and Jonathan, and we're pumped to be with you here for just a moment. Hey, I've been thinking about the tension that ministry leaders face often when it comes to their ministry and their family life.
Right.
And there can be a tension at times, and almost can have it feel like they're at odds with each other when really that shouldn't be the case.
Right.
And it really boils down to figuring out and learning how to prioritize commitments that you have both with your family and with your ministry. And when we think about prioritizing commitments, it's easy to think that you're basically saying what's more important than the other. And how do you say that ministry is more important than your family? And how do you say that family is more important than your ministry? It feels
right.
but really we're not talking about the importance in terms of what's more important, but we're thinking more in terms of the time that is spent throughout.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about that.
There's a couple of things that come to mind. Happen to be the big holidays in the Christian world is Christmas and Easter.
Yeah.
And when I think of Easter, I think of the extent of activities on Easter. Lots of churches do Easter egg hunts for the kids, and that's on a Saturday, and then Sunday comes, and maybe you have extra services, or you're certainly going to have full services. It's just a big weekend all the way through. So you can either look at that and say, well, this is going to work against my family, or you can say, particularly to your family, listen, this is a season we're in, and we're going to give it our all for Easter, because Easter comes around every year. And when we're done with that, then we'll, because of that season, we're into a different season. There'll be seasons for the family. I remember one we had relative to Christmas that we, in our church in Iowa, when you were a little guy, you may have been about junior high age or something like that. I don't know. But we had 2 Christmas Eve services. Our pastor said if we had 1 full Christmas Eve service, the only thing better than that would be 2 full Christmas Eve services. So we did that. And I remember our family being there cleaning up between services. I don't know if you remember, I had you walking between the pews, and
You always have me doing stuff.
filling stuff in bags. But then they went home, and I was there for the second service. Now here's what that meant. Just think about this from a very practical standpoint. We opened our gifts on Christmas Eve. That meant we weren't opening Christmas gifts until 9:30 at night or something like that. Now, that could be a problem if we had not correctly prioritized the season. I think that's the big thing. It didn't mean church was more important or family was less. What it meant was, because of the special uniqueness of that season, our family adjusted to that priority. So you have to make those priorities. And if you hear anything out of this video is, look at your schedule, look at the season of life for your family, for the ministry, and plan accordingly, and help your family understand and help the ministry understand that prioritizing things doesn't make one better or worse. It just means you're planning in seasons of life and ministry that make both of them go better all the way along.
Yeah, it's all about the priority.
It really is.
And when you make the priority, you're in that moment you're making the decision that's going to help lead to when the moment comes when you actually have to make the decision.
Right.
You've already made the decision because you set the priority in the first place.
Yep.
So, well, thanks so much for being with us today. We look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, take care and be blessed.